it's time to take you out of school, man. Welcome to KBBU, No Ball Better University, and I am your professor, Jesse Holley. So all of my good students come to the front of the classroom. You know what the good student sits. All of you riffraffs and wahoos, get to the back of the classroom or get the hell out. All right, man. Christian Parker is your new defensive coordinator, but he comes from the Vic Fangio tree. And he talked about the being versatile and multiple and doing different things. And so one of the things he learned from Vic Fangio that I'm almost positive that he's going to bring to the Cowboys and their secondary will be the cover 4 match. This gives you an opportunity to be versatile, to have that multiplicity in your defense, because in the cover 4 match, and this is brilliant what Vic Fangio has been able to do, it looks like 2 high safeties. And so let's bring it to the field. Let's bring it up, John. All right, so here's what you have right here. Cover 4, off the rip. Here's what we know. We know that the Green Bay Packers are an 11 personnel. That is 1 tight end, 1 back, 3 wide receivers, right? And right now, they're in a 2-by-2. As you see, 2 receivers up top, tight end, and receiver down bottom. And so now the Eagles are playing this quarters coverage, right?
Quarters.
So now quarters coverage, cover 4 coverage. As you see, every one of those DBs has a quarter of the field, right? So he has all the way back. 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 But now here's where the multiplicity comes into this match. The quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage. He sees 2 high safeties. So now in his mind, he's thinking about the route concept and he's saying, okay, 2 high safeties, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. They're going to be off. I'm going to have a little bit more cushion. I can get to my top of my drop and fire the ball on the outside. But things change as you get into this thing. You now send the motion with the Green Bay Packers, as you see right now. When that receiver gets to the other side of the ball, it changes. It now goes from the cover 4 where everybo's playing a quarters to now we're coming to the other side of that where it is a 3-by-1 now and you have the match. The match now happens because the receiver lines up on the outside. He becomes the new number 1. As the defense is counting this, the DBs are looking at that, and the furthest guy to the outside, he's wide receiver number 1. Second guy is wide receiver number 2. Now, in the match, why this is important is because the safety, it becomes man-to-man coverage when wide receiver number 2, the guy who's in the slot, when he goes vertical and attacks that safety, it goes from being a zone coverage to a match coverage. He's going to take number 2 vertically. So right now, on this side of the field, you have a match. You have the cover 4 match right now. Number 1's going to line up with number 1. Number 2's going to take him vertically. Now, backside, here's where things become multiple and you have a little different thing. So here you have it. Go back. Here you have it right here.
Right there.
All right, so now up top, you have Quinyon Mitchell. He's in quarters coverage, but it's man's quarters coverage because he's pressed up on that, not pressed up on that guy, but he's covering that guy like he's in the man-to-man. Because there is no number 2 vertical on the far side of the field, you see now Reed Blankenship step down into the mix where if that number 1 from the top crosses over and comes into his zone, he'll pick them up. But until then, he's reading the eyes of the quarterback, right? He has enough depth that if number 1 comes inside on a big, deep crossing over, he can pick him up. As you see at the bottom, number 2 goes vertical. That safety is still there because remember, at the end of the day, quarters coverage is made so that you don't get beat deep. It is to protect you from getting beat deep. So as you see, number 2 carries vertical. He's picked up. You have number 1. He's still keeping his outside leverage, eyes back in the quarterback because it's still zone. But he's keyed to number 1 vertically. And as you saw, Clarence, you talked about it. Well, who's that guy that plays that linebacker spot right there? You see it right there. It's Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean is now playing the flat coverage in this quarter.
And that's his responsibility.
And that's his responsibility. He understands anything that comes to the flat, that belongs to me. Next slide. And so now what you have up here, you see right here where everybody's matched up at. You see that Cooper DeJean at the bottom. He's covering that flat tight end right there. You see, who is that? Adoree Jackson. He's matched up with number 1 wide receiver with still eyes in the backfield because he's keeping his leverage. He's still keeping that quarters depth. You see the safety. He's matching that number 2 wide receiver from the inside. He's still keeping his quarters depth, but he's matched up with the man-to-man. And now look at Reed Blankenship on the backside.
Mm-hmm.
He understands now because number 2 is starting to come into his zone. What is he doing? Eyes on the quarterback, and he's starting to shed a little bit to that side and think, if you think you're going to throw this over route, I'm going to step right in here and rob this and intercept the football. And then up top, Quinyon Mitchell has his man locked up there, again, maintaining that quarters coverage, understanding that I have no help top of me, right? I have the quarter of this that goes from where I stand to infinity and beyond. I have that, but I also understand that I'm guarding this guy in front of me. And with the eyes to the quarterback, what does Quinyon Mitchell see? He sees that when Jordan Love gets to the top of his drop, he sees that the ball's down. He's facing my way. His shoulders are facing my way. He's now begun his throwing motion. Now, this should have been an interception because I think he had a great jump on this because he's in that quarters coverage. His eyes are back to the quarterback. He's able to see it. He's a really, really good athlete. Put his foot in the ground and come back up and make the play on this football. He knocks it down for an incomplete pass. But that's what you get right there from the secondary perspective when you're talking about the Vic Fangio cover 4 quarters match defense. It's a multiple defense. If things change, they have to be able to change, right? Because if they stay 2-by-2, then you're looking at Reed Blankenship doesn't come down and play like that. He plays it because if 2 goes vertical, he has to play him man-to-man. And so that's the type of multiplicity that you need to have in this Christian Parker secondary. You're going to need some players to do that. You're going to need some guys that's going to have to be out there technically on an island in quarters coverage if it motions to that or some sort of formation comes to that. But again, you know, Pop, I want you to go back up for a second. Pop the screens back up there one quick shot. Just go to the top. Just go to the top. Go to the next one. All right. So you start seeing guys looking around, communicate with another. Go to the next one.
Communication is key.
Communication is key, right? Go to the next one. You know, guys are all communicating through all of this. The communication is key. And the one thing that I spoke on a lot last year was when you're in a space, if you're a chef, if you're a mechanic, if you're a painter, if you are a carpenter, and you're in a space where those things are transpiring and you have God-level knowledge about what's going on, you speak up about it.
You speak up about it.
You talk about it. You communicate it. When you hear about defenses having communication issues, confusion issues, I didn't get the call, it's because you have players on defense who don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
So when you don't know what you're doing, you don't communicate it.
You 1,000%.
You don't communicate it.
And then with defense, that's why they say, I mean, he took the top off of it because someone didn't communicate.
Someone didn't communicate.
Or if your technique and your style is not there, you got to keep your shoulders squared. You got to understand if this is the progressions on the field side versus boundary side, now you have different leverage responsibilities that you can do within the confines of your system. But that do not work if you guys don't have the training.
If you don't have the training, if you don't have the communication, and I don't care what sport you play.
The basics, always
you can play any sport and you want.
Shoulder
when it comes to the defensive side of it, the teams that communicated the best are usually the ones who are the most successful in it. Because even though, you know, again, I said earlier that fatigue makes cowards of us all. So even in the midst of being in a game, I can get tired, I can get a little bit lax. But if my safety is like, hey, Jay Holley, hey, listen, man, we in palms. Hey, you got deep third, or you got this, or you have that. Oh, dang, you know what? You're right. Okay, cool. I was in the fall. I thought you said cover 3. Whatever that may be, that's going to be key to have a successful defense, getting players that, yes, you need
communication, like you say with the linebacker. You got to yell the switch.
You got to yell all of that. When it motions, when that guy goes from one side of the ball to the next, and it goes from 2-by-2 to 3-by-1, guess what? It changed because the number 1 that was on originally when they broke the huddle has now become the number 2. So our responsibilities change, and that's why you have to have the communication. It's key. It's vital. It's important. So that's the part that Christian Parker has to do a great job on, is communicating and letting everybody know what they have, why they have it, and be able to bark it out for everybody on the field.